Okay, we're live. Hello, welcome everyone to Thrive Talk. Here with Jeremy Davis. As you guys know, I'm SARAI NAMMUR. I am a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida and the founder of Circle of Champions Worldwide and Trinity Community Mental Health Center. I do this Thrive Talk to bring to you the good news of people who have overcome major trauma, adversity, challenges, whatever way you want to call it. And I bring you these stories to show you that it's actually something that you could stand on and make it your triumph and turn your pain into your purpose. I know I definitely have. And, here I bring Jeremy with you, but I'm going to give it a minute for everyone to say hi in there. And I'm going to share really quick. Did you share already, Jeremy?
Yep, just did.
All right. So also, guys, I bring to you Jeremy, and Jeremy is going to be one of the speakers at Billy Osbrook's Blessed Unstoppable event here in Miami this Sunday. If you haven't gotten your ticket, go to blessedunstoppable.com and get your ticket there. And we're both going to be speaking there, as well as Jake Nix and Barry Overton. So I'm really excited for that. And I know Jeremy's super excited. We're on a mission. So I'm on a mission of just sharing. I'm going to share really quick and we'll get started. How's everybody doing tonight? Say hello to us. Tell us where you're coming from. And yes. All right. So Jeremy and I actually met but did not meet at Billy Osbrook's event in Orlando in 2019, which feels like if it was yesterday, but it's about to be 2 years ago. Yeah. And I never met you. I never saw you, but then I ended up meeting you on social media somehow. I don't even know how we met. And I don't know how I linked that we actually were at the same event with Jose Alicea and whoever else was there. Mm-hmm. And super cool, like how we all connected with Billy Osbrook's as the common denominator. And now we're going to be at his event, which is super, super awesome. I know that Billy Osbrook's has changed your life, and he's a big mentor for you. And part of my story is that listening to Billy Osbrook's videos got me to have the courage to bring up, to really give birth to Circle of Champions, because I was very comfortable with my agency and not really rocking anything. Right. So like he says, you got to rock stuff and you got to disrupt things. And so I think we've become major disruptors. But that's how we met. And Jeremy is an MMA fighter who may come back or may not, but he'll tell you some of that. He's a motivational artist, and I really love that thing, motivational artist, because it is a form of artistry. It really is. When you use your words to motivate people. But I am going to I always let my guest introduce himself so I don't mess it up, and probably there's things I'll forget. So I'm going to have Jeremy tell you a little bit more about himself.
Well, absolutely. I definitely appreciate you having me this evening. Viewers, I'm excited to see each and every one of you tonight. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday, of course, for the Blessed and Unstoppable World Tour as we kick off in the 305 Miami-Dade. If you're up there where it's cold, Miami's where is the place to be this weekend. All right, it's a 5-hour life-changing seminar that's guaranteed to elevate you to the next level. My journey pretty much, started with this seminar, really. But I am a professional MMA fighter, motivational artist, a father, and an individual who has a story who finally took the shackles off and brought it to the world. Just needed to find out who I truly was. And I had to build my faith back with God. And once I did that and found who I really was, I was able to just take over from there. My life changed for myself. So now I get to share my story with each and every one of you. I am the co-founder and CEO of the Make a Change Father and Son podcast, Be Your Inspiration, which is all over YouTube. And of course, Daily Self-Talk, which you can find on Spotify and Anchor. So we're changing lives. And of course, I've been on the Blessed and Unstoppable World Tour last year with my mentor, Dr. Billy Osbrook. And we look forward to hitting 27 cities this year. And you can get your tickets this year for any of them at blessedunstoppable.com.
So I met you at the part of the story where after Billy Osbrook's event, but you're saying that things changed for you because of that's when everything changed for you. Did you know Billy before that? or did
Yeah.
you already listening to him?
Yeah, so I knew Billy throughout my MMA career. He was always following me through Twitter. We were obviously back and forth. He was always encouraging me to go out there and dominate, in the cage, be the champion. And I took that in that perspective. I took that as in the cage and,
Right.
not in life as we're doing now. And, we became friends pretty much through that. And when I finally hit rock bottom is when things really changed. And now I wasn't talking, he wasn't talking to me as, go be a champion in the cage. Now is like, we need to be a champion in life. And that's where it really took off. And, going to the seminar in Orlando, ever since then, it was destined for that moment. And life has been, it's had its highs and lows, but it's had its highs way more than it's had its lows now.
Oh, wow. That's such a cool story. What do you think about the event turned things for you or changed things for you?
It changed things for me really because for me to actually hear his story for the very first time, we're similar. We're both a Roll Tide, Crimson Tide, team. We love Alabama. Both of our fathers, were alcoholics at the time, and we both battled something. He battled panic attacks, and I battled depression and suicide attempts. So it was just like that bond that we had. It was like, and now he's my big brother, really. I talk to him daily, and he's helped me get through this dark time, just as he did through, fighting. Through my fighting career, he helped me every single fight, and now he's helping me every single day get through life battles. And I'm so honored to be on this tour because now myself, you, Barry, Jake, and Billy get to give the life tools to dig ourselves out of these dark holes, and realize that we are the light in our own darkness.
Yeah, I love how you said that, the dark holes, because everybody, it's really awesome to hear the story of this is where I'm at right now, and wow, that's amazing. But to make it real, people need to. I think it's really, really cool to hear the story of, but this is where I was, and this is how I got here, and these are the lessons I learned. So, can you share with everyone like where did you come from? Like, where did you come from as far as like, what was your bottom like? Like, what happened to you and how, like, tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah, for sure. So, again, I'll be sharing a lot of it on Sunday, but like Sarai's saying there, to dive in real deep to talk about the dark hole. I was raised in Pahokee, which is not that far from Miami, literally an hour maybe. And I was raised by a single mom. And at the age of 21, she had cancer for the first time. And of course, I never knew nothing about it. She's been a champion. She's been a warrior. She's always been that fighter. And, I looked up to my mom as this superhero and still do today. And so throughout my career of obviously growing up and in my fighting career, I was living for other people. I was wanting approval by others all through my life. I was living this spotlight, this spotlight lifestyle where money, fast cars, big houses, that was the life that I wanted. And that's the life that I had. And I thought that having that and having all the entourage and the people around me through my fighting career, that would bring me happiness. That would bring me joy. And,
Right.
During those times, it was fun. It was great, but I didn't know who I was. I was living a lie. I was able to go out there and celebrate, but come home and be miserable. And, in 2018, I got engaged at the time to an ex that I was with. And my dark time hit at that moment. I was having one of my biggest fights in my career. And as you and I were just talking about, I ended up suffering what they classify as palpitations, but it's in the heart attack category. But your heart definitely convulses and then stops and then shuts off, shuts back on. And then eventually you just knock out. And that's what happened to me during one of my fights, live in front of all my friends who, say they were with me. And of course, through my family, seeing all that and the woman that I was with at the time, I ended up getting to the hospital, and life just seemed that it was going to come to an end. My fighting career is all I've ever wanted. I wanted to live in this spotlight and be this famous fighter, and all that was going downhill. I ended up becoming a janitor, and instead. So I'm working for the girl I was dating at the time, working for her family, being a janitor. And I know this is not my life. I know that I'm not supposed to be cleaning up garbage cans and bathrooms and mopping floors. I just know this is not what I'm meant to do. Because prior to that, before fighting, I thought I was going to the NFL. I was a college athlete, and then fighting came along. So I've been an athlete my whole life. So to now be a janitor,
Yeah.
it's a little depressing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my 30th birthday comes up, and I'm still a janitor, and it's like you're celebrating your life as a janitor, really. And I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't happy doing this, and I was actually fired because of the family conflict of the job. And I hit a dark place, and the girl I was with, of course, saw that the money wasn't coming in and left me. And so I'm sitting here all alone, and I hit this dark hole of depression for the first time, something I've probably laughed at in my past, something I've pushed to the side, something I thought, wasn't real.
Right.
Until I'm finally depressed. So the crappy part about this whole story, when I get in depth, is that we have these thoughts, of the craziest things. And we're in so much control of our own life that we could take action on those thoughts. Right. And for the first time, I took action on a negative thought and wanted to take my own life. My mom battling cancer for, I think at that time, the 6th time or the 7th time. So much pressure on me. I'm not fighting no more. I'm not a janitor anymore. I'm just alone now with my dog. So I tried to consume all of his medicine. It was close to 32 pills. And mind you, I've never done alcohol or never done drugs, never been a big drinker. And this is the time where I'm like, well, I don't believe in God anymore. He's put me in this position, or better yet, with the mindset I have now, I put myself in this position, right?
Yeah, but at the time, that's what you were thinking.
Right. So I took these 32 pills. I had got a bottle of Cuban rum for my birthday, my 30th birthday, and I drank the whole thing, hoping that I would not wake up. I was hoping that I would not wake up. And sure enough, I woke up to my mom being there. And I thought I would change. I really thought things would change and be better. Coming off of that was probably the worst thing, because the thought in my head was that I wanted to die. And why didn't I? Why didn't this happen to me?
Wow.
I've become this individual. I'm a janitor or an ex-janitor now. I'm an ex-MMA fighter. I have no job. What am I going to do? And I was just lost. I was lost in this dark hole.
Right.
And I needed to start putting pieces together to find out why I'm in this position. And for the person that I pushed to the side, God, he put the right person back into my life at that right moment, at the right time. And that was, of course, the one and only Dr. Billy Alsbrooks. And that's when I believe everything really took this big turn for me. And I started to find my purpose in life, because that was the perfect opportunity to die. I'm taking 32 pills of my dog's medicine and a whole bottle of Cuban rum. I'm sure, I was supposed to, definitely be gone. I was hoping,
Yeah. Oh my God.
From that moment, from Billy just being in my life, it really just changed. I found my vision for living, my purpose, my desire, that burning desire that he talks about. I found it. And I finally came out and just told my story, one day, just live, just blasted out my story. And of course, the one thing that we hate to do is get in that uncomfortable, situation. We tend to get so wrapped up in the comfortable that we never break through, right? And put ourselves in the rocky situation. So when I finally did that, I felt the enemy, the adversary come off me. And I felt God wrap his arms around me. And that's where everything really took off. And that has brought me, 3 years now has brought me to this position now. And I'm just blessed to be here. And of course, there's so much throughout that whole journey that has brought its lows, and, I've had to bring myself back through that. And that's where I think we grow. We have to continue to evolve and grow from it.
But you're saying that your turning point was in the moment that moment that you told your story?
Yeah. So once I went to the seminar, that's where I really sucked all that in, like the vision, the purpose for living, and right when I got all the information from Billy, it was like, all right, well, let me give the world me, like the true, authentic me. You know, a lot of people are walking around here with a mask on. I was one of those individuals. I was a coward. I was a liar. I was a cheater. I was this, you know, everything you could think of in a negative way. I was that individual. I was living a lie. And so once I had all that from Billy, a 5-hour seminar, you got to consume something. If you come into this seminar a sponge, you should absorb a lot of it. And I did. I went home and I literally started working on myself, just day in and day out. That was what I needed to do. I needed to rebuild myself. I thought of my life as a puzzle piece, and I needed to put each piece right in a perfect position and just keep building off of it to finally, you know, find out who I truly am.
There's a couple things that you said that were so cool that you said that I want to like highlight, which is you went I was at the same event, and it was powerful. Actually, I didn't know Billy was funny until that event, because he was actually he made jokes. I was like, wait a minute, he's funny? I thought he was just like so fire and and he was actually funny. He made me crack up a few times. But you said that it was in that event that you were ready to hear it, so you were at the right place at the right time. And the funny thing is that I did a live today, and I said why I'm excited to do this as well is because it was at an event like this that my life changed. You know, my life changed because I went to this Tony Robbins event. He had us jumping up and down for 3 whole days, where every morning it just programs you to like get up, and like I started jumping up and down too. Every single morning, I would wake up and start jumping, and I realized like there's, even if it's a small thing, that place, it just made me realize I'm the creator of my life. Like it doesn't matter what has happened. I could rewrite any day of the week. You could just rewrite your story. And it's really cool that you said that, because now that I hear your whole story, I can see like, man, I could see how from that point on, it's what you're saying, that your life changed and you took on this whole new role, which reminded me of Enki Johnson, because it's sort of like you're sort of describing what happened to him too. Like he was going to be a football player, and he was devastated, and then he found this new role, which is almost more impactful to change lives and to reach people at their soul and sort of yank their soul out and remind them of who they're meant to be. Because part of what you've been saying all this time is that you were a janitor, but deep down inside you're like, I know I'm meant for more. What am I doing here? And it's not that there's something wrong with being a janitor. It's about that you knew there was more. You're like, I know there's more for me. And you're right, because now you're stepping into it. Like what the more for you is to save lives. You wanted to save your life, but now you're in a place where maybe that needed to happen too, for you to like realize, man, my life is so worth it, and I need people to know that. That's why you're here telling your story, tell people. You know, and so that was your turning point. So when you did your turning point, which was that event, and that turned things for you, what are some of the things that you tried and learned along the way? Like, what did you learn along the way?
One thing I want to touch on, which you like it perfect, what you just said there is, and then what you said prior, is that we're in control of our own story. And the thing that I love the most is that we're in control of this object right here. This is our pen, right? And like SARAI was saying there, we're in control of our story. So we pick up that pen and we just continue to write day in and day out. Like my journal from the moment of that event has been my story. You know, just daily, diving in assessments to be better. And I really think just throughout this journey, let me say, you know, it's not sunshines and rainbows. Every day is not this amazing, beautiful day. You know, like Billy says, you know, I'm not Ryan Howard, and this ain't happy days, you know. So every day is not going to be peachy. You are going to have your downspouts. And throughout this journey, I've had that thought of, you know, wanting to take my life again. But it's just, are you in control, right? Are you controlling this pen, or are you going to just toss it up to the enemy, right? You going to let the enemy control you again? No, right? So now I've learned to just apply the tools that I've learned through Billy and what I've learned through just myself, you know, just taking a step back, you know, looking at my life as a whole, like what I'm grateful for. And that's probably been my biggest thing, you know, even though growing up, I believed in God. I believed that there was a higher spirit out there, something more powerful than myself. Now it's like, it's a habit. When I rise at 4 a.m, it's a habit to get on my knees and give gratitude to the utmost highest, because at that moment in my darkest place, I was supposed to die. You know, in February of 2020, I was in a major car accident, and my mind has changed because in that car accident, I didn't want to die. I
Right.
flipped in my car. You know, I was telling God, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Could you imagine if I had the mindset beforehand? I'd be like, please take my life. Let me burn. Let me, whatever. I hope my car's on fire. But no,
Wow.
this time I'm reaching to the up Almighty, like, please let me be okay. Let me be safe here. And, you know, yeah, I have a few bulging discs and herniated discs, but at the same time, faith had to come first. I had to start giving gratitude for just life in general. We walk around here, Billy says it best, we walk around here with a state of chaos with no vision. And if you have no vision, no burning desire to get up in the morning and hit the ground running, then you're slowly dying. You're slowly killing yourself. You're killing your own dreams. And we're not here to exist. We're here to make an impact in the world.
Yeah. And that's what I call a spiritual death. When you're doing what you just described, that's why you feel that pain, because you're spiritually you're dying. It's like dying little by little every day when you're not living in your purpose and living in your greatness, living in like the reason why you're here. But do you feel like now, do you feel like what's happening now in your life is what you're meant to be doing?
I believe so. And the only reason is because I've tried to maybe step away, like just making sure, you know, it's kind of like what, you know, I've learned so much from Bill, you know, like I've mentioned, he's my mentor. He's my big brother. He checks in on me daily. We're always on the phone. And so he's always checking. But like he says, and I'm sure a lot of you will hear on Sunday, he's made a deal with God. And I've done that many times. God, I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm going to step away from this for just a day to see if this is really my calling. This is really what you want me to do, right? And so I've stepped away for just a few minutes, maybe an hour, and it's like, someone needs me. Someone needs my message. You know, I'm big here in the Tampa Bay area with the suicide awareness walk. So I'm always, you know, interacting and find out when the next walk is to go out there and be an impact, be help, you know, be a speaker at these events. And so, of course, when I tried to walk away, I got that email and I was like, yeah, this is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to speak. I'm supposed to give my story, give some life tools that have dug me out of this dark place and has let me see that I'm the light in my own darkness, right? That's where we tend to forget that it's not the world that we need to control our life. So many people, of course, right now in the world that we're in, you know, with all the chaos going on with the presidents and stuff like that, they've put their faith in someone in a White House, right? Instead of putting your faith in the utmost highest and in yourself, right? And in yourself, we won't put that much energy in ourselves. Right. So imagine if you do that day in and day out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't really see it, but on my wall back here, vision. The vision's big. Like your dreams can become your reality. You can go out here and really have anything and everything you set this to. If the mind is our strongest weapon, and we tend to just push it to the side. So now I've really, you know, gotten alone with myself, and this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to impact, meant to tell my story and help anyone possible. But the thing is, and you do very well, and Barry, after seeing his interview, we continue to learn. We're continuing to learn. You know, we never stop learning because we never want to stop growing. And I think that's the biggest thing is that I did a podcast the other day. We want to change the word change because change, it brings so much fear. We've been conditioned to attach fear to it, right? So if we go and change that word to evolve, it sounds a little bit better. So I want everybody to evolve. I want everybody to see their calling, their truth inside of them and walk that out day in and day out.
That's awesome. That's awesome because that is our purpose is to evolve and to continuously have higher level needs being met. And like right now, you're at a high level. You're not at your basic needs. You're not trying to meet the needs of who's gonna like me. Like you mentioned before, like you're so concerned with like who's gonna like me. I have to pretend, and it's more like that's like self-esteem and your belonging needs being met. But right now, it's like you transcended to a higher level of what your purpose is, which is being an impact and the light in the world. That's basically what you were saying, to be the light. Absolutely. I think you've been able to see like your light and how important your light is, which is so incredible because like Ryan is saying, someone does need your message. May you keep speaking, sir.
I
So
appreciate it, Ryan.
yeah. And something really that I want to highlight that you said too is what I heard you say. You said when you're in that dark place, what you're advising is take a step back and look at it like the global view of your life and everything. Because when we're in a dark moment, man, like all of us, none of us are free from this. When we're in a dark moment, we spotlight that moment and make it everything. It
Everything.
consumes us. It's like, oh, life is over, life sucks. And then you start, with that, you highlight like all the negativity, what's happening now. And that is such a great piece of advice that you're saying. Like when you feel that overwhelming emotion, this is what I heard from you. And you could say a little bit more, but I heard you say basically when you're in that dark moment, just pull yourself out for a moment and try to observe the whole of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that moment is a moment, the same way good moments are moments. That we're gonna have many more moments. Like you just said you had a car accident. Like I never thought my brother was gonna die this year. Like that was like from one minute to the other, it just happened. And you know what? It's not gonna stop happening. We're gonna keep having this. That might not have even been the worst. That's yet maybe the worst is still yet to come.
Right.
We need to accept that there's gonna be good moments. There's going to be bad moments, and it doesn't define us. What defines us is what we do in those moments. Like,
absolutely,
what meaning do we give to those experiences that are painful, so that we could turn it into something like what you're doing and what we're doing, like through our story, to help people learn these lessons. So I heard you say that, and I think you said it fast, but it's so important. Like that in itself is like a whole lesson if people just practice that.
Yeah, I've had, I don't know how many, of our viewers here, have meditated or, believe in any of that stuff, but out of body experiences have been probably one of my biggest things. Just through this journey, as you were mentioning, when I was a janitor, I would tell myself, as I'm cleaning these hospitals, this isn't my life. This is where I'm not supposed to be. But again, the enemy's like, talking on this side, like, well, the money's good. I'm making $3,500 a week. Just for picking up some trash, cleaning some toilets, and I'm thinking, okay, this is cool. People ask, what I'm doing now, I'm a janitor and I'm making $3,500 a week, so that limelight started, oh, you can have limelight being a janitor. And again, I'm not, like Sarai was saying, I'm saying there's nothing wrong being a janitor. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But when that's not what you're meant to do, you're not happy going to work, those type of things,
Right.
you're doing it. That's not what you were designed to do. You're just existing. You're just going through the motions of life, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to serve with our gift. And when I found out my gift, I think from all these out of body experiences, when I found out my gift, I've seen myself speaking on stage. Before I even got the offer from Billy to speak last year on the tour, I had already put that on my vision board. I had that on my vision board. One day, I hope I speak with my mentor and impact the world with my story.
Right.
And I don't know how many people have ever seen the movie The Secret, but I've watched it twice, and I started to really let things manifest and not question them. I stopped questioning things. I stopped questioning myself. This is what I'm meant to do. And, go back just a little bit to where Sarai was talking about, the limelight and stuff like that. You have to, because a lot of people get discouraged, which again, I'll share a little bit on Sunday, is, the limelight was all there, but those people that were on that limelight, they're nowhere to be found now.
Right.
They're nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because this is to me, coming this way, it's too strong. It's too positive. They don't like that. They want the chaos. That's why they were in that part of the light. They like the destructive stuff. And when I look at their social media now, it's all chaos. It's what's going on in the world, and they're so distracted by it. They're so caught up in it, and
right.
You forget yourself. You literally have forgotten yourself, because every day, a small story. I saw one of the people that were in the limelight when I was fighting for the whole week. That was all this chaos was going on. Same pajamas, talking about the same nonsense all over Instagram, and it's ridiculous. That's what you're not designed to do that. You were designed to go out there and do what you love to do, like what's inside of you, the gift, man. And anybody who's out there battling depression, mental health, anything. Of course, SARAI has a big thing down there in Miami, but you're not alone. I'm telling you, you're not alone. And I know it may be a struggle to dig yourself out of that dark place. I know you're looking for the light, but all you have to do is look within yourself. Have that outer body experience. Look inside of your life, and don't let that moment, like SARAI was saying, don't let that moment right there consume your whole life and break you down and you're over, right? You're not over. There's still more inside of you, and you have to. That gift that you have inside of you, owe it to the world. I want to see your gift. SARAI wants to see your gift. We all this Sunday want to see your gift. So this Sunday, definitely in Miami is the place to be, downtown Hilton.
And you know what, I do that too, like, because I actually have clients that I talk to, and they're like, oh, how would you know, like, your life is perfect? And then
I love that.
And I just laugh because I'm like, I just don't even know what to. I'm just like, man, you want to hear my story? You got 3 hours so I can tell you my story?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm a therapist. There's a reason why I have an agency. There's a reason why I work with foster kids. All of that, like, none of that is by accident.
Right.
It's all, if you guys want to know what your purpose is, it's usually wrapped in your deepest, darkest pain. Like, look at your pain and you'll figure out that's not your gift, but it's your purpose. I mean, almost everybody I know, their purpose comes from a source of major pain. So for me, when I'm in those dark places, because man, it happens to me too, guys. It happens to all of us.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, now I start telling myself, that's why what you said resonated with me. I literally start telling myself, it's only this moment. It's only this moment. It's going to pass. Tomorrow's a whole other day. And I have to say this to myself because I have to remind myself, or else the other side will suck me in and will be like, it's not going to end. This pain is horrible. The whole other talk. So that really works. That really works. What would you say to someone who is currently in a position that they're miserable, they're spiritually dying like by 1,000 cuts every day? And what would you say to them, like, that they know they're meant for more and they're desperate and they don't know what to do? Because you really do feel desperate in those moments. What would you say to them?
First things first, I'd say definitely get your ticket to this Sunday's event. You have amazing speakers, 5 of us to impact you, to uplift you. But my key thing here, and it's we're in zinc for sure tonight. I feel it. So one of my favorite quotes, of course, by Thomas Edison: "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." And so what I would tell you is to just not give up. And one of my sayings is never quit, never surrender, keep pushing forward. Because we tend to surrender to that doubt that we're not good enough,
right?
Relationship wise, business wise. My fiance, I'm a new dad. There's many times I've been like, I'm not good enough. I'm gonna give up. But then I have to live by what I've preached: never give up, never surrender, keep pushing forward. And self-talk. Do not be ashamed to talk to yourself. So in that dark moment where you're thinking that it's over for you, it's not. It's really not. There's so much more to you. We need you here. Someone needs to hear this. You are enough. You are enough. You don't need a spouse. You don't need a boss. You don't need friends to tell you you're enough. Someone out there, the utmost highest creator, has put you here for a reason, for a purpose. And the thing is, you just have to live it out. You have to dig deep within yourself. And once you do that, my friend, you really, like Dr. Billy Aldersbrook has taught me, and he's going to teach you Sunday, you really set yourself on fire. And guess what? The world at that moment will come and see you burn.
That's powerful. I hope you guys can see. I'm totally feeling your passion.
I'm ready for Sunday.
I can feel your emotion, and it's not just the passion. It's like you have passion and you have like real emotion, like behind what you're saying. Like, I could feel it. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I know you guys are all like, everybody there is encouraging you. Everybody's like, definitely, one more time, self-talk. Congrats on being engaged. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions?
And one of the cool things is, I want to touch on this event. It's not. The thing is, that I've learned, and is, a lot of us have probably learned, it's not a selling tool. This is invest in yourself, invest in yourself, not in something, that's just materialistic. Invest in you. I think that's what I've had to learn constantly on this journey. I've invested in myself way more than ever, to just be better. You know, I've never. I read my first book at the age of 30, and I'm gonna tell you the book. It was Dr. Billy Alsbrook's Blueprint to Success. Now, you know, of course, I have tons of homework. I just finished Think and Grow Rich, probably one of the best books I've ever had the opportunity to put in my hand. I'm on now to, of course, Napoleon Hill's Keys to Success. Of course, I have Tony Robbins over there. There's just tons of knowledge, you know, and you know, I'm not saying you have to go out there and read material, but life tools are in these books. The greatest book, which I never believed in, I never thought about reading, is the Bible, and life is literally in that book, and there's tools, and so it's just about you taking action for your life, and I think that's where, you know, a lot of people that we speak to, you can be at these events, but are you willing to take action? Right? Are you willing to take action? You know, for myself, right? You know, being on this big stage, giving our story, we have to take action, courage, and to come and do this, because someone out there needs the message. Someone needs to know this and know that they're not alone on this journey.
So everything you said right now resonates with me so much because, all right, so I'm 51 and I was at 30, I was still in the dark. Even though in the outside, it's so similar. Like in the outside, I had my master's degree, I was a therapist, I was already getting licensed, I had my kids, I was married, so I looked perfect. I created a perfect thing in the outside, but in the inside, I was battling panic attacks and all this other stuff. And I didn't read my first book, I think, till like 32, and I didn't go to my first event until like a few years later. But I got introduced to Tony Robbins like at 33, which introduced me to myself. That's what happened. It made me look at myself, which sounds like what happened to you. I didn't even open my agency till like I was like 36 or 37, I think. So I tell you that because, you know, there's so much ahead. There's still so much ahead, because even at my age, I actually thought, man, when you get to be 50, you're gonna be walking with a cane and you're old. And that is like, and I'm like I'm like, it's like so far from the truth. There's so much there. I don't even feel, but whatever I thought 50 would be like, I don't even, it's like, guys, it's alive. Like, don't believe the hype. It's not true. It's not true. But there's so much left. So I really never want you to ever believe, like, I never want you to believe that anything that you believed in the past. And I know, like, bad habits, we have bad mental habits. And even at this, even me at this age, and with everything I've learned, I've been in self-development basically almost 20 years, which transformed my life completely. Those things still happen to me, and I still have to know it's only the moment. It's going to change tomorrow. I'm going to sleep on it. Tomorrow's a new day, and I have to like talk my way out of it. So, but what your experience is, even though it's different because you're doing MMA, and I was getting my master's in psychology, and you read your first book in your early 30s. So did I, and you know, and those things, I just want to show you how it changes everything, because now that resulted in me. And my first book was from Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite way back when. But one of my favorite books is the one you showed there, Think and Grow Rich.
Oh yeah.
That's another one. But if anyone listening to this, guys, the reason I just said everything I said is to confirm even what Jeremy is saying, because your life will change whenever you decide you'll be living a whole brand new life that you would only imagine it, or you would see other people living it, and maybe you would walk up to the edge and look around and go, man, look at Jeremy living his life over there. I wish I could live like him. And look at Billy, man, I wish I could do what Billy does. I wish, but you don't even have to wish it. Nope. You have to envision it. You have to envision it and want it, like The Secret, like what you just said. Yeah. And believe it's possible for you, because I really believe, one of the things that I believe is that if you powerfully could see that and feel it, I think that tells me it's mine. If I see something I want and I can feel it at the same time, that's almost like a sign going, go get it, girl. Go get it. And now I just go get it. Now I just go get whatever. It's like the world, you could just grab what you want. There's a little delay, but you could literally walk into it and get it, and look at your vision board. So I hope you guys are like really inspired by this, because you're saying it's happening to you, it has happened to you. It has happened to me, and it has happened to me multiple times. It happened to me again 2 years ago, which is part of the story I'm going to tell, which was another leap that I needed to take in my life, and I was again comfortable, because that happens multiple times where you feel comfortable,
Oh, yeah.
and then the next leap you're like, "Ooh, should I?" And you're back in that point again, because as you grow, there's always going to be a higher level, and you're always going to have that courage again to take that next leap.
That's so true, and that's the whole thing right there.
Mhm.
You have to have courage to just take that next leap. You know, it does not get easy on this journey. You know, you may look at us like, you know, we've come out and we've told our story, but it's not easy. It's not, you know, I cannot sit here and tell you that my journey has been this amazing thing. You know, I've had my ups and downs with my fiance. I've had my ups and downs, you know, just in these past few months. Where I have to call Billy and I have to sit with him. You know, I was just in Philly with him, and I had to come out and tell him what I'm battling and what I'm going through. So you need to, you know, like we say when we do our suicide walks, be the voice. And that's what we're here. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing for you. I'm not, you know, the best thing since sliced bread. I have my scars, but I continue to wear them proudly. But I go out there and I rebuild myself every day. I go out there to try to be better. I try to be better each and every day, you know, rebuilding my relationship. Like I mentioned, I'm a new father. So trying to be the best father that I possibly can be to my amazing daughter, who at this point in my life has really just saved me. Of course, you know, I get to share that with you guys this Sunday, but in my accident, you know, in 2020, she wasn't even born yet. My fiance was almost, you know, I think 7 months pregnant at that time. And I was just panic, you know, because I didn't want her to be without her father. And now that is my bundle of joy. That is my peace. That's my happiness. So now when I do have those dark moments or those thoughts seep in, I just got to grab her, or I just got to look at our picture and know that I have someone who's looking up to me, who needs me. So whatever it is that you're battling, right, find that thing that you love to do. It may be a walk. It may be listen to music. Talk to yourself, whatever it may be, do it. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. My fiance thinks I'm crazy sometimes. I'm just myself, and she's just like, "You say something to me," and I'm like, "Nah, I was just talking to myself." She goes, "There you go again." But it helps me, you know what I mean? It helps me be, like Sarai's been saying, be in this moment, you know, not let what's going on consume my whole life and shut things down and miserable or anything, and have those negative thoughts, because getting those negative thoughts in, as you know, I've learned through Think and Grow Rich, you know, thoughts are things. So we just have to control that. And once we do that, you can take your life to the next level.
Could I ask you one more question?
Of course.
One more. So, do you believe that car accident was an accident?
And you know what? There's a yes and a no to that. And the reason why I want to say yes first, because maybe I needed to slow down. I was going, and I'm talking about life, because this accident, the dude ran the stop sign. I blasted him, and it was like, boom, wake up call. Like,
Right.
But I think it was, and here's where I think God had tested me with a lesson. Not that he wanted to hurt me, because I knew he had me, right?
Right.
How strong is your faith? You talk that you love me. You talk almighty about me. But let me see how strong your faith is when this happens. The enemy's going to be there with me. You know, and I tell my mom this, because at that moment I had two choices, right? And as individuals, we have these choices to make a difference in our life. And at this moment, I had an opportunity to go, please let me die, and go with the enemy, right? The enemy said, hey, man, you're worthless. You're not even good enough to be a dad. You're not even good enough to be a fiance. But this side, right, with my almighty, young man, you are wrapped in truth. You are wrapped in faith. You have a gift inside of you. I need you to continue to give it to the world. You have something amazing waiting for you. Keep believing, keep doing what you've been doing, and stay true to you. And I said, yes, sir. And I was able to, you know, I wasn't able to walk from that car accident, but throughout that process of coming out of the hospital, I knew at that moment this was needed. And it was for a lesson, because life is just a lesson, tons of lessons. And we have those choices to make during those lessons. That do we want to accept them and trust the process to go through them, or are we just going to push them to the side? And again, that's the choice that you have to make.
I love that. I love everything you said. And of course, I asked you that on purpose because I knew you were going to give an answer like that. And I asked you that to teach a lesson to everyone here, because we want to scream, pout, cry, and do all this stuff when things don't go our way or when something comes out of nowhere. But everything that happens right on time, and
Yes.
nothing happens by mistake. Everything, there is a purpose behind it if you just open your eyes and look at it. And in your case, you open your ears because
Oh, yeah.
your ears and you heard God talk to you. You were like,
Yes.
no, I don't want to die. And look at how precise it was that needed to happen even like before your daughter was born, because maybe that, like, who knows how much that changed in you. And even with everything you're doing right now and speaking to everyone right now. So guys, everything that happens, just accept what happens as something that you need to extract the lesson from it.
Yes.
Keep going and keep going. And I like hearing you tonight, and now you're the last person, from that I'm interviewing as far as who's going to the event. And we're all gonna be like, it's gonna be so great. The event's gonna be so great. There's yeah, like Laura's here, and she already got her. Orlean got her ticket. Laura got her ticket. Jennifer got her ticket. Everybody here got their ticket, but the rest of you need to go get your ticket.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. I'm bringing a lot of energy. Of course, last year it was a lot of energy just because the pandemic was going on. So we have, like Billy has taught me, we have to be a good stewardess, regardless if there's one or if there's 40 or 2,000, 30,000 people, and then we have to be a good stewardess. So I'm bringing a lot of energy. Of course, I kick off the tour with you guys. I get to introduce all these amazing speakers. So I'm going to bring a lot of energy. Be ready. I advise you all to bring a notepad, but we'll have all that for you. We'll have a folder. We'll have the guidelines of what we're going through. I know I'm bringing 6 life laws that I've used to dig myself out of my dark place. And I'm sure all the other great speakers have something powerful to bring you. I'm looking forward to learning from each and every one of you. And because that's what it's about. These seminars, again, it's literally just taking these tools that amazing people have and realizing that we're not alone, and that if we apply these tools to our life, we can have the things that we want too. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. And I was saying there, if you guys didn't get your ticket, for those that did, I look forward to meeting you, seeing you, sharing this moment with you. But if you didn't, please go to blessedunstoppable.com, get your ticket, or Billy Alsbrook's /Eventbrite. And tickets right now, man, we will help you. Whatever it is, man, we will help you get in this event. I know times are rough right now with jobs and just chaos, right? So just DM myself, SARAI, Billy, any of the speakers that you're friends with or know, and we will make sure that we can get you inside this event. I was saying earlier, we are taking proper precaution for the event. So we do have a bigger room. We have big space. It's going to be tons of fun. No need to be scared. We're going to have an amazing time. And it's going to, I'm telling you, it's going to be a life-changing. And we're looking forward to kicking it off in Miami. I can't wait to get there and just showcase this amazing life-changing experience.
So why don't you tell everyone where they could find you and how they could follow you? I mean, everywhere I post, I tell people to follow you guys, but maybe tell everyone now too.
So you guys can follow me on Facebook at Jeremy Davis. That's my personal page. I post a lot of my my content on there. That's where I use it because it's a bigger following. You can follow me at the Make a Change Following Some podcast on Facebook. Be Your Inspiration on Facebook. Be Your Inspiration Jeremy Davis on YouTube. On Anchor and Spotify, Daily Self-Talk with Jeremy Davis. And right now, man, 2021, I'm working on getting my book out, my first book, You Are the Light in Your Own Darkness. So stay on the lookout for that. But, we're hitting 27 cities this year. So I got a busy schedule with my mentor, Dr. Billy Alsbrook, as we continue to impact lives around the world. And to be honest, it's not necessarily us doing the work. It's our amazing creator allowing us to give a message. And I've learned so much, and I continue to learn so much on this journey. And I think it's made me a better person. It's made those around me better. And I'm just so excited. I really am. I'm so pumped up. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be here today and just continue to walk in truth, walk in understanding, and of course, walk wrapped around with my amazing creator.
Awesome. 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 I'm not even going to say anything else after that. That was great. And guys, thank you for joining us tonight. I mean, I'm not even going to ask, did you get inspired or did you take stuff with, from this talk? Because I know you did. And if you didn't, then you need to call me.
Oh, and you can follow me at Mr.B_Great_today on Instagram. I've been blowing it up with tons of inspiration. And as Sarai's introduced me, motivational artist, as Billy has instilled that in me. So there's tons of knowledge, power, knowledge there, wisdom, tons of stuff there to definitely get you through those moments, get you through those dark times. And by all means, shoot me a message if you're in a bad place and just need someone to talk to. We're here for you. So like I say all the time, go out there, man, just be great, be phenomenal, and be unstoppable. Never give up and never surrender.
Good night, everyone, with that.
See you, Sarai.